Hello! This is my book for the vampire book swap on the Alternative Junk Journal group. I call it Immortal Beloved. Its closure is a velvet ribbon. It has black lace on the spine, and it is covered with this ruche cloth in a really cool vampire-y red. It is a little bit over full already. I went a little bit crazy, but I don't know, I like it a lot. I'm gonna have a hard time giving this one away. So let's look inside. I hope I'm in frame. Inside we have a pocket. It has a reproduction prescription. Here is one of the vampire ladies and her pet wolf, and here is the definition of vampire, and in the top it's a pocket, and it has some blood group tags in it. They are blank on the back. If you have little something you want to write, they're very narrow. This page is a pocket page, and it just has some journaling space. The back of a letter that's written in a language that I really don't understand or can't read, but it looked very cool. This is a little tuck up here that's blank on the back for journaling. This tells about Bram Stoker and some vampire lore. Here's a space you can put a picture on. Here's a blank page for journaling. This is a paper clip that I decorated, and here's just some information on vampire bites and vampires. Some washi here. This talks about sunlight, and that sunlight really does not kill a vampire unless they're out in broad daylight for a long time, and it says some use umbrellas to mock the sunlight, so I included a picture that looked like a vampire lady with her umbrella, and just some blank paper for journaling. Here's a page with some blood splotch. Here's a card that explains vampire teeth in relation to bats, and silver alchemy on the back in this little tuck. This page is just decorated a bit, has a lace tab. Oops. This is a printable, some bats. This is also printable. It's a map of Transylvania. Here's a pocket with some journaling cards. I don't seem to want to go back in the pocket. This is one of those belly clips that Dreams Etc. was making, and they just kind of hang onto the side of the page decoratively. Here's some more writing space. Here's the other side of that map. Some more writing space. Here's a card that tells about salt and relation to vampires, and this side talks about psychic vampires. There's also a vampire envelope there. This talks about garlic in relation to vampires. And this just talks about specific vampires. I got this from a download from a website like years ago, and it's supposed to be its own journal, but I shrunk it down and printed it out so I could use it as cards throughout the journal. Here's some more blood splotch. This talks about beheading a vampire. This talks about blood types. Some more tabs. Here's some mini blood labels of the blood groups. This is the back of these two little tabs. Flip them over, and this is the front of these two decorative tabs. Here's two more journaling. Well, this is a journaling card. This talks about fire in relation to vampires and holy water. Pockets decorated with a little lace. I got a lot of laces from April from Pink Godbird, and pretty much used a lot of them in here. I may write something on here. I haven't determined yet. This is the beginning of the second signature. This talks about running water and how vampire legend says that vampires can't cross running water. This talks about staking a vampire. This talks about ancient vampires from history at least 4,000 years ago. And this also talks about running water with vampires. And this little tag up here says blood. And there's more blood splotch. And this is a swing tab made out of Clockworks, and it has more of those blood group tags there. There's a glassine bag with a vampire's listing on it, and it tells a little bit of background on them. And there's just a tag inside. This is a little coin envelope that I decorated. It just has a coffin image and some lace. This is an embellished paper clip I made with some sari silk, some vintage music paper, some vintage buttons, and some lace. Here's another small Dracula emblem card in the center of the signature. Some more lace tabs. This has an Eiffel Tower because for some reason I just felt like my vampires were French. I don't know why. Just how it came in, how the story happened in my head. Here's some more information on stakes and vampire disease. More blood spurts. Here's a pocket with a few journal cards. They're blank on the back. Well, this one isn't, but this one is. Little decorative lady here in the corner. This is a beautiful vampire couple. Decorated that with some lace. And this talks about an invitation that you have to invite a vampire into your house. This is something about mustard seeds. I didn't read the whole thing, but in relation to vampires. These are the physical characteristics of a vampire. And this talks about wolfsbane poison in relation to a vampire. This is like a floating pocket. It's like a large coin envelope. I think I decorated on both sides. Yeah, I did. See, decorated on that side as well. That can be moved anywhere around the journal. It's just held in by a decorative paper clip. It's more of that map. And this is the third signature. Have a little belly band with a tag. This is a CD case, and there's a card in there about virgin blood, and this side I just decorated with a little bat. Thought he was pretty. This is the beginning of that book, and it just gives some information on vampires. Here's a little tab with a charm that's a grandfather clock. This is some wide washi at the bottom here. Did some stamping. This is a printable. This came from that Immortal collection that they put out of paper a while ago. It was supposed to be for like Twilight. This is some washi and some blood splashes. This card is attached. There's nothing on the back, but this is a swing tab, so if you want to use that as a tuck, you can. Here's some more washi, just an image of a coffin. Here's a journaling card that can be removed and written on the back of. Blank page. This is a tip-in. This is the center of the signature. This envelope can be opened and closed. It's just held in place with a little more of the velvet ribbon. This is just a decorative scroll I'm using as a charm. This is a pocket with just like a little booklet I created with some leftover paper. Some more washi. This is a decorative tag and it's blank on the back for writing. This is another decorative tag and it's blank on the back for writing. And this is a black paper sack that I just glued down to make a pocket. And this is a booklet that I found as a printable. It's really for curses, but it's pretty much blank inside, so you could use it as a little journal in your purse or what have you. Here's another piece of that paper from that collection that was based on Twilight. Some blood drops. Here is a tuck I made with a journaling card, and there's a smaller tuck down here and it has one of those blood group tags in it. This is a printable. This is just stenciled blood. Some more washi. Printable. Some more of that paper pad that I was talking about. This is some embossed paper that I made and then used decorative wax on it to make it look metallic. And here's another journaling card. Just a little lace with some flat back pearls up here. This is another printable. This is a tuck I made. And actually this charm was made by a friend of mine, Olga. I think Olga is also in our group, and I just added this little disc of the skeleton, and it's got a skull on the other side. And that's the last page. And here in this last pocket is the last page of that book with silver, and this talks about vampires' incisors and their saliva and their ingestion. And the back is just some more of that ruched fabric and the lace. So, like I said, I'm gonna have a hard time giving this one away. It's a bit of an alligator mouth, but I really like it, and I don't think I would take one thing out of it. Let me know what you guys think. There's a long time until the swap. I may actually make another journal because I like this one so much, but we'll see. Let me know what you think. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys.